can move on to the second category, which is multiplication and division series. Let's move on to the second category. Series 2. This is a multiplication or a division series. So there is a question which is popped up on your screen. Why don't you take 15 seconds, try and solve this question. Okay, so let's see what have you done in this question. Now the first thing that I want you to note in this question, compared to the previous question, right? What was the previous question? 2, 4, 6, 8. All the numbers are very close to each other. But look at the numbers here. 2, then there is 6. And there is the direct jump to 18. And then there is a direct jump to 54. Right? So this, whenever you get such big jumps, know that it is not an addition series. In an addition series, you get small jumps. But whenever you are getting a big jump, that means you are multiplying. Right? Take a very simple example, right? If I say 2 plus 10, it will give me only 12. But if I do 2 multiplied by 10, it will directly give me 20. Right? So whenever there are big jumps, know that there is a high chance this is a multiplication series. So similarly for this question, now since the numbers are big, then it will be a multiplication series. So let's start. 2 into what gives us 6? 2 into 3 gives us 6. 6 into what gives us 18? So 6 into again 3 gives us 18. 18 into what gives us 54? So 18 into 3 gives us 54. So what will be the next number? 54 into 3. So there is a into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So what is 54 into 3? Let's multiply. 162. So 162 is your answer for this question. Have you understood this? So it's a multiply by 3, multiply by 3, multiply by 3, multiply by 3. This is a very basic multiplication series, right? So the relationship is in terms of multiplication. Let's move on to the next question. Now why don't you try this question on your own? Okay, so let's begin with this question. What is happening here? Now if you see, this is again, is this an increasing series or a decreasing series? First number is unknown, 100, then 50, then 25, then 12.5, then 6.25. So it is a decreasing series, right? So it is definitely not an addition series, it is definitely not a multiplication series. When it is decreasing, either it is subtraction or division. That's it, right? So let's see what is happening here. 100 to 50. What do you know? What is the relation between 100 and 50? Right? 50 is half of 100, right? So 100 divided by 2 gives us 50. Then similarly 50 divided by 2 gives us 25. 25 divided by 2 gives us 12 and a half, and so on and so forth. So what is happening in this series? It's a division kind of series, right? So instead of multiplying, now we are dividing. So 100 divided by 2 gives us 50. 50 divided by 2 gives us 25. 25 divided by 2 gives us 12.5, and so on and so forth. So then what we need to figure out this number, right? So what divided by 2 will give us 100? Which number divided by 2 will give us 100? So that is 100 into 2, 200. 200 divided by 2 gives us 100, then divided by 2 gives us 50. So what is the answer for this question? The answer is nothing but 200. Clear? So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. This is a very basic division kind of a question. Alright? Let's move ahead to the next question. Now same multiplication and division series, but now we are going to do question type 2, right? Which means find the wrong number in the series. Why don't you attempt this question for the next few seconds? So let's begin. Now what is happening in this series? Again you see some numbers, right? 3, then 12, then 48, then 182, then 768. So they are increasing in big gaps, not small gaps. So that means it's a multiplication kind of series, right? So let's see what is happening. How do you get 12 from 3? 3 multiplied by 4 gives you 12. Then 12 multiplied by 4 gives you 48. That means it's a multiply by 4 series. Finish. Very easy now. So now you should get 48 multiplied by 4 and then again multiply by 4. So which is the wrong number? Let's try and solve it. So 48 multiplied by 4. Let's see what should 48 by 4 give you. 4 8s are 32, 4 4s are 16 plus 3 19. So you should have got 192. But what is the number given to us? 182. So this is the wrong number. How to verify this? So again you can check 192 multiplied by 4. 4 2s are 8, 9 4s are 36, 4 1s are 4 and plus 3 7. So 768. This is correct. When would this be correct? If your 182 would have been 192. So this is the wrong number in the series. So the answer is 182. I hope this is clear to you, right? So same multiplication kind of series, but type 2 question, which is find the wrong number in the series. Excellent. Now let's move ahead to the next problem. Take some time, solve this on your own. Okay, so let's begin. What is the first number? 1. Then it's 2. Then it becomes 6. Then I don't know what is the next number, so it's a question mark. Then it suddenly becomes 120. And then from 120 it becomes 720, which means the number is increasing continuously, right? So that means, and it's increasing in big chunks. So again it's a multiplication kind of a series, right? So let's see what happens if we try and multiply. So let's see, from 1 if I want to get 2, it's just 1 multiplied by 2 gives me 2. Then from 2 if I want to get 6, so 2 into 3 gives me 6. Can you figure out what will be happening next? You know, it's similar to the last question in addition that we had done. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. Here what do we have? Multiply by 2, multiply by 3. So the next one should be multiply by 4. Then there should be multiply by 5. And there should be multiply by 6. That is what is happening. So 1 into 2, 2. 2 into 3, 6. 6 into 4 should be 24. Then the next number is 24 into 5. You can see it should be 120. Then 120 into 6. That will be 720. Is this clear to you? So what is this number? The number in the place of the question mark. That number should be 24. Is this clear? Into 2, into 3, into 4, into 5, into 6. So it's similar to the multiplication series. It is still a multiplication series, but now the numbers are increasing, right? Let's try now the next question. Now we have completed the second type of series, which is the multiplication and division series, right? So what has happened in multiplication division series? What are the different types of questions that we covered? So if we look at it, we covered 2 through 3 different varieties of questions, right? One was a multiply by 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2 kind of a question, right? So there's a multiply by 2, then there's a multiply by 2, then there's a multiply by 2. Then there was a question where you did multiply by 2, then you did multiply by 3, then you did multiply by 4, and then there was a division question. So divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So these are 3-4 different varieties of questions that can be asked in multiplication and division, right? So it's fairly easy, right, and very easily doable. Now we've learned 2 series, right? One is addition subtraction, second is multiplication division. What can be asked to us in the exam is also a possible combination of these. So there can be a little bit of multiplication and addition together. Now what do I mean by this, right? So the best way to understand this is by trying to solve an example. So let's solve this example. Right. So why don't you give a shot and attempt this question? So let's see how to start this question. Yeah, I'm sure some of you have figured out, but for those who haven't, let's understand. So 2 and then 5, then 11, then 23, and eventually we reach 95. So there is a big number at the end. That means the numbers are increasing rapidly. So there is some multiplication. There is a very high chance that there is some multiplication involved, right? But how do I go from 2 to 5? Does 5 come in 2's table? No, it doesn't. So how to do it? I can do 5, so 2 into 2, that is 4, it's not 5. So how do I go from 2 to 5, how to travel? So 2 into 2, 4, plus 1, 5. So there is multiplication and plus. Now let's say 5 into 11, what do we get? 5 into 2, 10, plus 1, 11. 11 into 2, 22, plus 1, 23. So what next? 23 into 2, 46, plus 1. So this should be 47. And then check, 47 into 2, 94, plus 1, 95, which is what we have here. Right? So what should be our missing number? 47. Okay. Now tell me, was this an addition only multiplication? Multiply by 2, multiply by 3? No. Was this only addition, plus 1 plus 2? No. What was this? This was a combination of multiplication and addition. Multiply by 2 plus 1, 5 into 2 plus 1, 11 into 2 plus 1, 23 into 2 plus 1, and so on and so forth. This is clear? So this is a combination kind of a series. Most of the questions that are asked in the exam tend to be of this type, right? So it's a combination, right? So out of 5 questions, at least 2 to 3 questions tend to be a combination kind of question. Now let's see the next question. Same combination, but this time question type 2. What is the question type 2? Find the wrong number in the series. So solve it. Okay, so let us look at this question, right, which we have in front of us. What are the numbers? 3, 9, 31, then it directly becomes 94, then it becomes 283, and eventually it reaches 850. So are the numbers increasing very rapidly? Yes. That means this has some element of multiplication in it, right? So let's figure out how do we solve this question. So let's begin. First number we have is 3, and then we have 9. So what is the first thing? 3 3s are 9. Then we move on. So 9 3s are should be 27, but what we have? 31. So what to do? So let's figure out the relation between 9 and 31. So 9 3s are 27, plus 4 is 31. Now some students have this tendency. What do they do? Okay, they see there is into 3, and then they see there is into 3 plus 4. And suddenly they feel that no, this is something wrong, there is something wrong, you cannot do this question. No, that's not true, right? Your intuition that there is something wrong is right, but what is wrong? That number might be wrong here, right? I told you that if there is one mistake in the series, then 2 relationships get spoiled. So that's why don't give up right now. Let's continue. If we are still not able to figure out something, then we will see. So let's continue. 31 to 94. So 31 3s are 93 plus 1 94. So 31 into 3 plus 1 is 94. So you have into 3 into 3 into 3. Now again 94 into 3. Let's see what is 94 into 3. 4 3s are 12. 9 3s are 27 plus 1 282. But what do we have? 283. So again into 3 plus 1. Similarly again let's do 283 into 3. 3 3s are 9, 8 3s are 24, 3 2s are 6 plus 2 8. So 849 plus 1 is 850. So again into 3 plus 1. Now you figured out a pattern. Now you don't get confused. See, the last 3 are very clear. Into 3 plus 1, into 3 plus 1, into 3 plus 1. Right? So the pattern is into 3 plus 1. That's it. So now let's begin from the beginning and see where is the problem. So let's begin with 3. 3 into 3 plus 1. 3 into 3 is 9. Plus 1, 10. What number do we have here? 9. This is the problem. This should have been 10. Then verify further. 10 into 3, 30. Plus 1, 31. We have 31. Into 3 plus 1, 94, and so on and so forth. So where is the problem? The problem is in the second number itself. That should have been 10. Then we would have got the right answer. So what do we learn from this problem? What we learn from this problem is don't panic. If you are not getting the relationship between first and second, continue till the third and fourth and fifth element. Then you decide, right, whether you are able to solve or not. If in the first and second you realize, okay, there is some problem, I am not getting it, maybe there is a mistake in one of those first 2-3 numbers only, right, like there was in this question. So it's all right. Okay, so this is how we solve questions which have multiplication combined with addition or subtraction.